The key to advanced directives is having crucial conversations. Whitney Thompson. Considering our own mortality is one of the most challenging things we can ever do. Yet it is very important to think carefully about the medical treatment we would want for that challenging time. Medical technology can now keep us alive long after we have ceased to enjoy a meaningful quality of life. A series of legal rulings around 30 years ago established the rights of patients to decide when life support should be stopped. The fear of being kept alive indefinitely by artificial means led many to create legal documents known as advanced directives. An advanced directive expresses our wishes about the kind of medical treatment we would prefer. It is called advance, meaning ahead of time, and directive, meaning our directions for whether we want medical providers to keep us alive at all costs, or whether we would prefer to pass naturally when life becomes no longer meaningful. It is wise to think about this, and to create such a document, well before we are facing the end. After 30 years, concerns have now shifted to assess whether advanced directives really do serve the purpose for which they are intended. Do advanced directives really ensure that we receive the treatment we would like? The short answer is yes, but yes, because it is just as important now to create a legal document by which to appoint a person to help communicate our wishes. The but part comes in with the issues raised below. The answer to these issues is the same as it has always been: to establish a close relationship with one or two people, called agents or proxies, whom patients appoint to step in when patients can no longer make healthcare decisions for themselves. Patients must talk with their agents so the agents will know, in as much depth as possible, where the patient stands on end-of-life questions. Over the years, we have learned that advanced directives might not work as well as they could. Here are concerns that have emerged. It is unrealistic to micromanage healthcare in advance. There are so many variables that depend on the particular situation. The check-the-boxes approach taken by many fill-in-the-blank forms is too crude to be helpful in any but the most general of ways. Without additional detail, these documents don't adequately address the nuances that almost always arise. Change is constant and humans are adaptable. It is one thing to imagine when in good health, that life would not be worth living if, say, one became permanently bedridden. But when the patient is actually in that situation, new meaning in life could emerge. The prognosis can change with time. If a senior contracted COVID-19 early in the pandemic, and her advanced directive stated that she did not want to be placed on a ventilator, doctors tended to assume that the virus was universally fatal to such seniors. Some never got the care that could have saved their lives. The documents must be readily available, both at patients' homes and in agents' hands too. The best alternative is to create an effective, current, and available legal document backed up by serious talk between the patient and the agent or proxy. A document that meets legal requirements is essential, but beyond that, conversation in advance is the crucial additional element. That conversation should occur first between the patient and their agent or proxy, in which they discuss the quality of life issues and what matters most to the patient. The talk should avoid excessive detail for hypothetical situations that may never arise. Rather, the aim should be to provide the agents or proxies with enough information to be able to respond flexibly to unforeseen circumstances. Then, if the time comes when the patient is unable to speak or make decisions, the agent will be best equipped to convey the patient's wishes to medical providers. Knowing those wishes in advance, the agent can focus on ensuring that providers furnish as much information as possible to make the hard decisions on the facts as they presently exist. What if you are alone and without a person whom you trust to be your agent? First, study the guidance resources provided in this article. Then call us to create a legally effective advanced directive document that spells out your wishes. And the final step would be to schedule an appointment with your doctor to discuss your wishes.